Good afternoon, gentlemen. It's Active Aussie here, 2 p.m. Tuesday afternoon. Bit of a gloomy and wet old Tuesday afternoon here in Brisbane. It's been raining quite heavily, which is nice for a change. Actually, the forest was getting a bit dry. It was drying out, so this weather will invigorate the forest and it will be very nice and green there by the weekend, so that'll be great. I know I haven't made a video for quite a while, over 2 weeks, I think, actually. Just been busy focusing on a few other things, but I've got quite a bit of free time today, so I felt like coming over here, just making this fairly brief video. I had a subscriber of mine ask a question recently, and in regard to if I would make a video about this obsession with women's sport and how women in sport have been basically worshipped recently, especially here in Australia. And some of these gals are in fact very mediocre, and it's like a symptom of society in general. It seems a lot of people are just striving for mediocrity nowadays. And some of you Aussie guys would have seen that this silly gal, Rachel Gunn, or Ray Gunn as she has been called, is receiving a lot of publicity, especially within the MSM. It's that Aussie break dancer girl, for you guys who haven't heard about her, and it's just another example of what a clown society Australia has become. And you could say the same sort of thing in regard to the USA and various other Western countries as well. And I think a while ago I talked about the Matildas football team, female football team here in Australia, and last year they actually came fourth, but the Premier at the time, Anastasia Palaszczuk, she wanted to erect a statue of the Matildas at Suncorp Stadium at Milton here in Brisbane. And this was quite amusing because they didn't even win. So if you come fourth, you might expect to get some sort of accolade, get some sort of award. And at Lang Park, Suncorp Stadium, there are statues of Wally Lewis, Darren Lockyer, and another guy too, I can't remember his name for the moment, Alfie Langer I think it is. And I can understand why those guys would have a statue in honour of them, because they were guys who were like at the top of their game in the NRL, in the rugby league, and they earned a certain modicum of respect over many years. So they were actually champions, and they got their success through merit. And this is a big problem in society nowadays. We have people being rewarded just for being a woman, for being gay, or in some instances just because someone is black, they get certain privileged sort of treatment. And I'd like to reiterate once again, I'm not a racist by any means, and there are now some black people here in Australia, for example, who are very talented and they have achieved a lot, but they've done it through hard work and they've done it through effort. And I think that's how it should be in regard to everyone, whether you're white, black, Asian, whatever. But that's sadly not the case in Western society nowadays. I will make some more elaborate videos, especially in regard to women's sport and like the Olympics. And the Olympics has received a lot of attention here in Australia because, as some of you guys would know, Brisbane will host the Olympics in just over 7 years' time. And there's quite a controversy in regard to that. Quite a few people here in Brisbane feel we should not be having the Olympics, and I'd say I'm in that category. But now we've made a commitment. I suppose, yeah, it should go ahead, but hopefully we can improve all the infrastructure, the road network, the rail systems, get our city up to like a first world, first class standard in many aspects, in many respects. And it could end up being a very positive thing, but at the moment it's just seems to be going nowhere, and there is no specific sort of planning. We don't have a major stadium here in Brisbane that needs to be built for starters, and just need to get the infrastructure up to speed, and nothing's happening at the moment. There just seems to be no vision from the Queensland government. There's going to be an election in just over 2 months' time, so might have a new administration, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens after October 24. Just, I heard recently that Trump said that he is tired of these like left-wing losers, fascists and communists, and I would have to agree. That's in regard to the USA, but just in regard to the West in general, there are a lot of communists and fascists, communist Marxist fascists in many of our institutions, and that's in many countries now. So I had a bit of a chuckle when I heard Trump say that, because I think that it is true, and I'm hoping he will get elected in a few months' time. That's about all I've got to say. I'll try and make a few more videos in the near future. Thanks for listening and viewing as usual. I'll hopefully talk to you again soon. Cheers.